Hello and welcome to Megamation Direct Line training video. In this video, we will go over how to enter a preventive maintenance entry and how they're assigned for equipment that need regular preventive maintenance to be done on them. From the main menu, we can go to Module, Preventive Maintenance, PM Procedure Entry. When we click on it, it loads up the preventive maintenance entry screen and auto-fills in certain values in the green fields, which are required fields. It auto-fills in the procedure number, which is a sequential counter, and when you tab over, you'll see that procedure number is assigned to the PM entry. Let's go over some of the basic functions on each module from the taskbar above the PM entry window. The users have the ability to go over File menu item, and once you click on it, you get many options to clear the screen, to close the screen, save as another record, delete the entry, exit the module. Under the module menu item, you can access the various screens in the preventive maintenance module. There's also icons up top. When you hover over, you can see what each of them provide. Now in the general information section, the user can add in title they would like to describe the PM entry in, the type of PM they can choose from the various types listed, and I'll explain them briefly. If it belonged to a building, a contract, or if you want to issue it to a particular person, all these fields can be filled in using the drop down, and the white fields are not required, but it is a good idea to fill them in if you know who it would be filled in for. So in this case, the assign to codes show values you can choose to assign to a certain department. To determine which type of PM to choose, the user will need to decide if the equipment requires maintenance done at different frequencies using a regular PM, or all equipment need the same maintenance inspections performed using a PMI, or preventive maintenance inspection. The user could also choose type PMC, used to consolidate preventive maintenance for a single piece of equipment based on multiple frequencies in descending order of the interval. Or the user could choose a calibration type to set up preventive maintenance on equipment that require calibration. Let's take a look at a few examples using the search icon. As soon as I click on the search icon, I get a procedure search window where I can choose to search PMs in various different ways based on the search fields available. You can also choose to check off show all PM procedures in a pop-up and then click OK to load them all up. We'll pick a couple of examples, one of type PM, another of type PMI. Once you have your selections, hit OK. So as you can see, this is a type PM with the title for a monthly pump check. The scheduling information section requires at least one piece of equipment to be attached to perform preventive maintenance, along with a frequency and a last done date. These can also be chosen using the drop down, and it shows you the various frequency codes available. For this equipment, there's a monthly frequency. You should fill in a last done date based on the last time a preventive maintenance was performed on that equipment. The interval column allows the user to set a number at which comparison can be drawn to determine if the equipment requires maintenance. And so if you were to set an interval, it will be compared with the last reading to determine if a preventive maintenance work order needs to be generated since it has reached the interval. And this value is compared to the value entered in the equipment event entry window. That's where this value comes from. Similarly, you can set up other intervals with readings and units based on the equipment itself. These can be set up in the equipment entry window, the units, and the readings come from the equipment event entry window. Moving down to the schedule by section. The schedule by section updates the last done date depending on the selection of either date scheduled or work order completion date. And this is configured from the MPC defaults window, the administration module. Once this information is filled in, it helps in determining when should be the next time a PM work order needs to be generated. Now you can save the PM entry as the basic information is added in, or choose to add more details from the line scheduling details button. Clicking on the button opens up the PM detail entry screen that associates details of labor, material, and documents for each piece of equipment with the PM entry using the equipment dropdown. So let's go over this in a little more detail. Personnel section allows the user to define the labor requirements, and each line item requires the trade column to be filled in using the dropdown. SWU column, or the standard work units column, can also be filled in if needed using the dropdown. And these can be also entered in from administration, preventive maintenance, SWU code entry. The function column would describe the work to be done. The persons column to show the number of tradesperson, the hours to determine how much time is needed to complete the task, and then the estimated hours column is grayed out because it's a calculated field based on the number of persons and the hours required per person. Now in the maintenance checklist section, the user is allowed to attach checklist routes using the dropdown. You can also attach reference documents like standard procedures or safety procedures in a similar way using the dropdown for available standard documents or available safety documents. Now the buttons below that allow you to copy details from another equipment. A better example to look at would be this PM entry, where you have the ability to copy details from the other list of equipment into this equipment based on this value. If you want to copy the details of this equipment to another equipment, you could then select them all and hit OK, and it'll copy over all the functionality from the personnel, the maintenance checklist reference documents into the details of the other equipment. And then you can choose to make changes if you wish. The second page of the PM detail entry screen allows the user to associate materials, tools, drawing references using the search icon or the drop-down as needed, or enter in a non-inventory part number along with the quantity needed. You can also attach drawing references, which are basically chosen from a list of available documents, and these can be entered into the Documents module. You could also access the same documents under Tools, View Document, and you're now seeing all the documents that have been attached to the equipment. And that was a quick overview of the preventive maintenance entry screen. Always get more help by going to Help and Manual, which opens up the manual for the module you're interested in and gives you a brief description of the different types and how to set them up. If you have any more questions, feel free to call support at 1-800-344-8655, option 1.